I could not contain my excitement when I saw Anthony Anderson and Michael Shannon in later movies. I guess you see Michael Shannon in Man of Steel, General Zod. I was like, wait, is that Frankie Lombardo? And then Anthony Anderson is in Transformers.
Yeah,
because he's
the cousin.
He's not the cousin.
He's not the cousin.
He's Glenn.
Yeah, he's Glenn,
the hacker guy. It's like the guy who's like he's the cousin playing. Dead
Shut up, Grandma!
Shut up, Grandma!
Juice.
Shut up, Grandma!
Give me a break, will you?
Grandma, I'ma drink your prune juice!
I was like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, criminal. Ooh, sugar rush.
I ate the whole plate.
I ate the whole plate.
The whole plate.
I was like, yeah, the reason why they bring out these donuts is to find out if you're guilty or not.
Oh,
and like,
man.
if you eat one, then you're guilty. I ate the whole plate. So
They put the plate of donuts out here to test your guilt. If you don't touch it, you're guilty. I ate the whole plate. The whole plate.
Shut up!
No, you shut up! Don't talk to me! Don't talk to me, criminal! Oh, sugar rush.
what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the RBS Cinema Podcast.
I know Kung Fu. Show me. This is Sparta! I'm thinking I'm back. Why so serious? Avengers! Assemble. I'm Batman.
You better lawyer up, asshole. Because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
I'll be back. You shall not pass! RBS.
Lovely.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of RBS Cinema. This week's episode, we are talking about Kangaroo Jack.
And his name is Kangaroo Jack.
But before we talk about Kangaroo Jack, I'm your host, Devin. With me, as always, is Jack. Co-host Jack.
I'm still Jack.
Which, arguably, you could say that he's the Kangaroo Jack. So, for this episode, at least.
I am very excited about this today.
Because we literally, because for those of you that didn't watch last week's episode of Ballerina, which definitely go check that out, because it was a great time. Another John Wick movie for the boys. Well, not we. You actually came to me while we were working, and then you're just like, "Hey, scratch." I was gonna say Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack, Kangaroo Jack, and we're gonna actually talk about Ballerina. And I'm like, okay, that's a solid pick. And
so needless to say,
now we're talking about Kangaroo Jack.
This review has been delayed at least once.
Yes.
Not because we don't want to talk about it, because I really want to talk about it, because I love this movie so much. I'm going to give it away at the beginning. I really love this movie. But just because I know that to extend an olive branch to Devin, because I know he likes John Wick and Ballerina was topical to talk about. So for all those you who are waiting for the Kangaroo Jack review, it's here now. So
yeah.
You might also notice that Lou is not with us here for a second week in a row, but he said that he might be back next week potentially.
Yeah, he had a wedding to go to, so that's why.
Yeah, so
he had a prior engagement, and unfortunately, he did not reach out prior. So,
but
thankfully, he reached out nonetheless. So,
for all of you Lou enthusiasts, he'll be back soon.
Yes.
Some point. So for now, you'll just get
just
get the two of us again.
Yep.
The second week in a row. Yay! So,
don't sound too enthused about it.
I'm sorry. I am hyped up, actually. It's you who only got, what, like 2 hours of sleep last night?
More like 4.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So, yeah, because I'm just waking up. My wife has been out of town for the last week. So, because she was in Chicago. And I've just been here by myself with the cats. And even last night, because I knew it was going to be my last hurrah to spend by myself, I decided to just stay up until 2 a.m. And the cats woke me up at 4 to get fed, and then again at 6 o'clock because they were fighting each other. So,
as cats do.
Great. So, and then finally went back to sleep, and then I woke back up maybe half an hour before starting this.
So now it looks like I'll be able to get a word in edgewise in one of these podcasts.
Possibly. Because remember that one day that we were both really tired?
What review was that? I don't even remember.
It was before Lou.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was, though.
Intrepid viewers might be able to tell us like which one it was.
Yeah.
Just by the
It
quality
was
of the...
It wasn't Ballerina. It wasn't the one before that, because that one was with Lou. That was The Last of the Mohicans. Then the one before that, I think, was 1 Hour Photo. So I think it was probably the one before that one.
Yeah,
maybe.
Whatever that one's. But just ones that... It was one that we weren't really enthused for anyway, I don't think.
No, I don't think so, if I remember correctly.
Was it Blade?
Yeah, it was Blade.
It was Blade.
Yeah, because
okay.
you were not happy to be here. Well, not even just happy. You're just very tired.
I was just tired.
Because like throughout the whole week, I didn't get enough sleep, and then like you didn't get enough sleep.
I might have been sick too. So
yeah, but we're here now. Well, I'm kind of awake. That's why I have my Japanese Red Bull from a local shop that is selling international foods, not foods, but snacks and drinks. So at the mall. So it's gonna be great.
And I had breakfast, so we're good to go.
Good. Did you have the Saja Boys McDonald's meal this morning?
No, I had. Okay. Quick side tangent. So I'm gonna ask you like a concept for like a breakfast meal. Do you know what? Have you ever had the meal where it's bread and you fry it in a pan and then you drop an egg in a hole that you made in the egg? What do you call that?
Egg sandwich.
Have you never had like that before, where you like cut out a piece? You never had that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so like I ask all this question because it's one of my favorite breakfasts. I call it eggs and bread. So like all like
make it very simple, eggs and bread.
But it's called multiple things. It's called sunshine in a window pane. It's called toad in a hole.
Right.
It's called
it has multiple names.
Annie calls it hobo eggs. So
I mean, I could see that because it's just like you're just frying up one egg inside of a piece of bread. So
it's like
it's a sandwich out of it.
It's really good. But it's not even a sandwich. It's just like you flip it and it becomes like a little like thing there, and you just like sprinkle in some like salt and pepper. It's like an over easy, over medium egg inside like bread fried in butter, basically.
Yeah.
So I like to get like people's opinions on what exactly they call it, because it's like a regional thing of what it's like. For like it really got popular on Frasier, I think. It's a lot of things. V for Vendetta. He makes one in V for Vendetta. The guy makes it.
V.
Yeah, V makes it in
V himself.
V for Vendetta. He makes one of those.
Nice.
So
it's been a while since I've seen that. So
next time you see it,
I watch it for November for no particular reason.
I haven't seen V for Vendetta. So
ooh, you should. It's really good. It's got Natalie Portman in it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to see it because I've heard good things about it. So
it's super good. It's also based off of a graphic novel.
Really?
So I did hear recently that, because I didn't even realize this, but like the comparison between the graphic novel and the movie are somewhat different to a certain extent. Because like he makes a lot of, in the movie especially, I never read the graphic novel, I don't know anything about it, but in the movie he makes a lot of, I don't even remember what it's called, but he goes off on this like either the soliloquy or this sentence where he just has a lot of the first letter of like each word that he's saying.
Is it alliteration?
I think it's either an alliteration or, because I'm trying to pinpoint what exactly it's called. Let us know in the comments what that's called specifically. I don't remember.
Maybe we'll look it up when we eventually talk about V from that, whatever that is.
But no, like there's a few scenes where he uses like the same letter for each word in one complete sentence.
Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished.
And it's actually really, really good.
So you're saying that every word that is in the sentence starts with the same letter?
Yeah.
It's called alliteration.
Is it an alliteration?
Yes, that's what it's called.
Okay. I didn't know. Anyhow, before we get started here with what we usually do, so I just wanted to say thank you everybody so much for watching, listening, tuning in, and how you guys are doing it. Really appreciate you being here. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment of what your favorite movie is for us to talk about, or just a movie in general you want us to talk about. Pretty soon I might change up how we're doing our movies. Probably by the summer.
Okay.
I feel like. Because by then we should be able to go through our list of movies we wanted to talk about.
And again, it's not really like an important list that we have to get through.
No,
so.
and like even
just stuff
for
we
that,
wanted to see.
Yeah, and then like even for that, it's like we'll sprinkle in from time to time our own own thing that we want to talk about. Because essentially what I want to do eventually is get to the point where we talk about current movies that are coming out into like DVD and stuff.
So that and like way, on digital and on streaming services and stuff like that.
And then that way it's more based on our name, which is Rent, Buy, or Skip.
Yeah.
So not even just because like, you know, me thinking well, all of these movies are already out, so why would I talk about these? Because like all of these movies are super good half the time that we talk about them.
Yeah.
So, but like, it's also just movies like, hey, you know, like I have this platform, so I want to be able to talk about this movie that I really enjoy and get my thoughts down on paper, essentially, and just like put it out into the world. Go like, hey, this is my review of this movie that I really liked growing up, or like I watched this last week, so I think this would be really good. So, but getting off onto that side tangent there. But yeah, so be sure to do all that stuff. Share this around with anybody that, you know, you might think that will enjoy a couple of knuckleheads talking about movies and stuff.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
And it just seems like it's way darker because it's also like kind of cloudy outside.
Yeah,
it's like I put up.
It's been really gross this week, I must say.
Yeah.
I want the sun to come back.
Yeah, personally. that's how it always usually goes. So
yeah.
But anyhow, yeah, just want to say thanks for coming out to the podcast. So yeah, we'll kick off with watch list here. So do you want to go first?
My watch list is huge, so I watched a lot of stuff over the past week.
Well,
so
we'll try to keep that short.
Yeah,
well,
I'll keep it just mostly titles and stuff like that because it's pretty well known stuff that I watched. So, but I'll let you go first because it looks like your list isn't that long.
Yeah. So first up on my watch list, I have Scream 7.
That's the most recent one, right?
Yes, it is. So,
what do you think?
I thought it was okay. Definitely the kills are awesome. Not to give too much out because it is out on digital right now as time of recording.
Yeah, no spoilers.
And like all I've got to say, because like I won't give away the killer or anything like that because like it's really interesting of what they did with this one specifically because they were going to have Jenna Ortega and the other girl from the last couple that came out, so like 5 and 6. Mm-hmm. I think that they were also in 4. I can't remember. But whenever that they were introduced, it was going to be centered around them. But then there was like some discrepancy that Jenna Ortega and the other girl had with the studio or the director or something like that. I can't remember. But
bureaucracy.
Yeah, so like they had some sort of complication, and then they ultimately just said, you know what, screw it, I'm out. And then they had to pivot to where we have Scream 7 now, which is just centered around Sydney from the first movies, and then subsequently she's featured in them, but they're not based on her specifically. Mm-hmm. To a certain extent, I should say. And it has her and her daughter. Now it's going to go after them after so long of them like not dealing with this sort of thing. Right. So that's what the whole movie is about now in this one.
In hindsight, I remember really liking Scream.
Yeah, I think because like we both like obviously I really love the Scream franchise as a whole, but I do remember you saying that you really liked the first one.
I thought it was good. I think I gave it a rent. I didn't give it a buy because I wasn't like full send on that sort of stuff, but I remember liking it. I remember it was kind of interesting.
Because like I remember when we talked about it in the podcast, which we did for Halloween, so go check that out from last year. We talked about that, and then you're all, and so I gave you the olive branch of going like, you should go back and rewatch it from time to time because there'll be subtle nuances that you'll notice.
Yeah.
About Stu and Bill, like Billy, and then like that way that you're like, oh yeah, like, you know, they're wearing the black boots together, so like, you know, that's also a key that like, oh yeah, like how did nobody pick up on this?
Yeah.
So or like subtle things that they say or do or whatever. So
definitely, I think it's definitely, yeah, I definitely need to give that a rewatch at some point.
Yeah, because I think after that, they don't make it as obvious. And whenever I watch the Scream movies, and especially if it's been a while and I don't remember who the killer is, it's actually a pretty fun game to do. So I highly recommend you doing this. If you have a friend or somebody that hasn't seen the Scream movies and they're very interested in watching it, watch it with them and then have them like play a fun game going like, who do you think the killer is?
Yeah.
And not from the get-go. Like once all the characters have been introduced and everything, I would highly recommend just saying like, hey, who do you think the killer is? Because that's a fun game. Because you already know who it is, but the other person doesn't. So it's fun to pick out what they think and what their brain...
Especially if someone who doesn't really watch movies a whole lot.
Right.
And like may not think it's like super interesting. So.
Right. Do it like a fun movie night or something like that. Going like, hey, let's try to figure out who the killer is. So
yeah.
And also like ask them like, well, what's your reasoning behind this? It's like, oh, because they're shifty and because like they're not always there and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So and it's just like, oh, okay, you know, like that's actually a pretty good thing. So, but yeah, no, I thought that Scream 7 was pretty good. I got it on Steelbook. I got it pre-ordered. So I'm highly anticipating that. Finally got word that it's going to be out in June. Mm-hmm. So I bought it on Amazon, so it's going to be here in June. And then I also pre-ordered the Scream 4 Steelbook because we finally got that. I don't think I talked about that last week. But yeah, I got that at as well. So, but yeah. Moving on, I watched Rambo First Blood 1 and Part 2. So
nice.
Because I never really watched them because this is for sure a huge dad movie for sure. Like this is kind of like when what is it? Like what was it? Like Vet Month is. So like the Vietnam vets and stuff like that. And so like they do a huge I don't know if it's a huge thing, but like I haven't had cable in years, so I could speculate that like it's on TV, like all the Rambo movies come on TV, like oh like we're doing Rambo weekend and all this bunch of stuff. So it's kind of like when you're scrolling through the channels and you're looking for something to watch, and it's all like, oh look, you know, Alien's on, and then later on in the afternoon it's all like, oh, it's Alien 3.
I was like, oh, they're doing the marathon.
Yeah, they're doing the huge marathon. I remember back when I was with my grandma that they were doing a John Wick movie marathon. And so they were like, oh, world premiere, like it's John Wick on TV. And I'm like, oh man, that's cool. And so, cause like that was around the time that I actually watched it.
But like, remember like watching movies on cable and like this film has been edited to be able to suit the purpose.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. You like the classic example of like snakes on a plane.
Mm-hmm. I'm tired of these mother freaking planes.
No, it's monkey fighting snakes on these Monday to Fridays plane.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
That's always like the funniest thing is when they edit out curse words.
Monkey fighting snakes. these Monday to Friday. Like and whole bits of the movie just get taken out.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene from The Mask that got taken out, the Tommy gun scene.
Oh
like,
yeah, when he has the like when he's doing the balloon animals in the alleyway.
And the only reason for that is because he pulls out a used condom.
Yeah,
like in one of the things.
Right.
Which is gross. So
yeah,
probably can't show that on. Well, they showed that movie on Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
like they had to edit
I remember that they had the Son of the Mask like spin-off sequel for that movie too. That was on Cartoon Network.
Well, Son of the Mask is like totally toned down.
It's more cartoonic than the original with Jim Carrey.
I watched it again recently, like maybe a couple months ago, and I'm like, yeah, this movie's not as good as I remember it being.
Right. I would see clips, and I'm all like, the only like good thing about that movie is Loki himself.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but he was in like a James Bond movie. He was also Nightcrawler in the X-Men movies. So,
oh yeah, he is Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
That's
and
funny.
he was also Floop in Spy Kids.
That's right. He is. I gotta watch Spy Kids again.
Yeah. I watched it like forever ago, and I was just like, you know what, this is still a pretty solid fucking movie. And I still remember in the second one with Steve Buscemi being in it, and he goes like, do you think the reason why that God is up in heaven is because that he too also fears of what he created?
Yes, as just drop that knowledge. And then, this, by the
like
way, this
you
is
as
also,
a child having an existential crisis going like, wait, what if God is afraid of us because he's afraid of what we have become?
That's fucking crazy.
You think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
Like the first movie too. Like it goes from like, oh, you can just put a little pack into a microwave and it makes a full McDonald's meal.
Yeah, like
And
I was
then-
like, dude,
and
where
then
is that?
Second movie, Steve Buscemi dropping existential bangers basically.
You're right. Because like
Spy
he's
Kids
a
is
mad scientist.
such a weird franchise.
Yeah. The third one is still like
Fever dream.
fever dream because it was just which is funny because we'll get back onto my thing of Rambo with Steven fuck
Sylvester Stallone.
yeah, Sylvester Stallone, that's it.
I am the law.
Yeah, I am the law.
The law.
It's so great. And like there's just 3 different versions of him. There's like the scientist, there's the general, and then there's like the normal version of him where it's a combination of both of them.
No, it's a hippie, I think.
Yeah, there's also the hippie. So there's 4 of them technically. And it's all made in 3D, so they're all on blue screen and shit and whatever. Especially if you watch it now, it's just like the dad gets the call while he's at the at the lab, and so they're like,
testing
oh yeah,
the brains.
Yeah, they're testing out the brains, and then he gets a call that like, oh, like, you know, they're in trouble, and he goes like,
The fifth brain.
like he breaks-
Antonio Banderas.
yeah, and then like he just knocks over all the brains. They go jumping into the screen. He takes off the glasses and he shoots out of the skylight with
like-
his rocket
And then
shoes.
he's like, well, I'm their uncle.
Yeah.
That's the,
And then he also tacks on his his rocket shoes too.
call in everyone.
Machete.
Dude, that was like the first.
And George
like,
Clooney is also the president.
Yeah, that was the
in those
first.
movies.
That was the first freaking like Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, Avengers Assemble. Avengers Assemble.
dude, that was-
I'm on my way.
I was so hyped to watch in theaters, man.
Oh, Spy Kids or Avengers?
Spy Kid, no, that scene in Spy Kids 3.
Oh,
it was so
okay.
hype.
Yeah, I never watched it in theaters as a kid, so
I did. I went for it. So
nice.
Anyway,
But yeah, back onto Rambo here. So, but yeah, so like First Blood, it's pretty interesting because it's about John Rambo. He's going through, like, he's a drifter essentially from after Vietnam, after
Yeah.
the war, and he's just walking through this town. This sheriff, or like this, yeah, the sheriff catches him and he goes like, hey, where you going? He goes like, oh, I'm going over this way. And he goes like, oh, okay, why don't you hop in, I'll give you a ride. Goes clear across town and he goes like, hey, do you have anywhere to eat? He goes like, yeah, there's a diner about like 30 miles that way. Just take the highway and you're like basically there. And he goes like, okay, well, why can't I eat here? And he goes like, well, we don't want you or kind to be here, which is like basically drifters. And he goes like, you know, if I let you here, then there's going to be a lot of you guys here, and I just don't want that. And he just essentially just says like, you know, drifters cause a lot of problems, especially in a small town. So that's like the first tipping point to show how much of a piece of shit the sheriff is. Because he goes like, oh, you know, you could just let me eat and I just would have left. Like, that would have been the end of it. But no, he decides to hassle him because he doesn't like the fact that the sheriff is giving Rambo pushback. So he gets him out of town, and then he turns around and he starts walking back into town. And then the sheriff like starts to harass him. So he starts like arresting him. He goes to the place.
Devin, we don't need the full
Yeah,
synopsis.
I know, but like this is basically what happens in the movie is that like it shows his PTSD from him being in Vietnam.
Okay.
At a certain point because he's being harassed and stuff by the cops. And so then he just goes out and beats the shit out of all the cops, runs out into the woods, and then now he like almost kills them, but not really. And then he basically just tells the sheriff like, drop it. I could have ended you, I could have ended all your guys, but I chose not to, so just drop it. And they're basically trying to get Rambo, and by the end of it he gets arrested. So, and then in Rambo Part 2, see him in jail. And
Yeah.
so they go like, hey, we got basically an impossible mission that only you can do, which is like you have to go back to this place in Vietnam to go and rescue or see if there's any POWs. Don't engage, just like take some pictures and then come back. Like that's all that we need. And then it just turns out that it was just a thing where even if he discovered POWs, like they would have just thrown away the pictures or ripped them up or whatever. And which there were POWs, and then they basically leave him to die essentially in Vietnam. And then he goes back, and then he basically just goes like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to go back to the States. So, but yeah, Rambo is definitely like a dad series in general, because I want to watch the third one, and I just want to watch them all, because the only one that I ever watched fully through, all the way through, was Rambo, was like back from 2007 or something like that. So, and it has Sylvester Stallone being super jacked, because like he's ripped and shredded in these movies, but like in the Rambo specific one, he's like super jacked. Oh man, it's great. But yeah, these are all definitely dad movies for sure. So what about your watch list?
Okay, I'll run through mine pretty quick. So first on my list I have Over the Hedge. I decided to watch it again because it was on Netflix. Really liked Over the Hedge. I had it on DVD. I even like went as far as like, because it's the same people who made Madagascar. I went through like as a kid, like the special features and stuff like that, where you could play like a little mini game inside the disc.
Yeah.
Like remember when movies used to have that?
Yeah. I've been seeing here and there online like videos, especially like TikToks or Instagram reels, about like, hey, you know, like here's how you can get you the secret thing in the main menu of the DVD and stuff like that. Or it's all like, hey, you know, like, bet you didn't know about this thing, and like all that bunch of stuff. Or one that I saw was like, remember how cool DVD menus used to be? Like, it just shows stuff that happens in the movie or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or just like the picture of the characters or something. It was like actually interactive and you can do stuff.
Yeah.
So,
like,
yeah.
They put a lot of effort
let's bring that back.
Yeah,
dude.
sure.
Like, for physical media, because now that's coming back into full swing. Let's do that, okay? Let's make stuff more great again, okay?
Yeah. So I watched Over the Hedge. Great one. I watched Fight Club again, because I was looking for a movie to watch, and I saw it was on Hulu. I'm like, I haven't seen Fight Club in a long time. And like, that movie is very rated R.
Yeah, I think I came to you at one point. I go, dude, we should talk about Fight Club. And then you're like, I've never seen Fight Club.
No, that's not true.
I can't remember what you said, but I remember going up to you and I was like, dude, we should talk about Fight Club.
I probably said, I said no. I remember saying no, but I can't remember because the exact reason. Maybe just because I was like,
I think at the time you were just like, I don't really feel like talking about it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I think specifically like that.
But I did watch it again, and wow, the twist at the end, like, you really don't expect it.
Right.
And then, like, when you know what the twist is at the very end, you go back through the movie the whole time, and it's like, wow, you can really, like, start connecting the dots.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's like Scream.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where, like,
or it's like one of those, like, whodunit movies. It's like, oh, okay, all this makes sense because everything starts falling into place.
But it's very, very, very progressive for early 2000s.
I would probably say so.
I would say, like, very, very, like, I can't remember the exact year that it came out. I think, did it come out in 1999?
I think so.
Yeah, so this was like
before Y2K.
Yeah, before Y2K, and so, like, it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
For a movie of that era. Like, the cinematography is great. Let's see. The other movie I watched was The Big Short again for like the third time, fourth time. Love that movie. I think it's like just, it's got a lot of like great scenes in it. I watched this morning, like late last night, early this morning, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, because I talked to you about this yesterday.
Yeah, Devin showed me a list of like, guess the movie based on like a very like vague description.
It's like one sentence vague description of the movie.
And the one for Pee-wee's Adventure was like, guy finds lost treasure.
Yeah.
And it was
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
It was Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I'm like, it wasn't lost, it was stolen.
Yeah.
So like that doesn't really so I watched it again and I'm like, that movie is very
nostalgic.
I mean, it's very awkward watching it now. You watch it now because it was made in like 1985, and you're wondering like, did the kids think this was entertaining? You know?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people really liked Pee-wee's not just Big Adventure, but Pee-wee's Playhouse, and especially now with millennials, it's all like, I remember going to a friend's house. It's kind of like Bob Ross, you know?
I guess.
Where people just watch Bob Ross, but like I went over to a friend's house and like everybody was smoking. And they had on Bob Ross, and it was just like a chill vibe, just to like watch and stuff. So,
it was like fun. There's a lot of funny jokes that happen in Pee-wee's Adventure, but knowing what eventually happened to Pee Wee Herman,
yeah,
and then going back and watching, like, it kind of makes you sad a little bit.
Yeah, because they did a documentary on him, and it came out not too long ago, and I remember that like they had like some recording of him, and he goes like, oh, like, you know, do you want to stop recording? He goes like, no, fuck that. Like, no, you want to get this whole thing, we're going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Type thing. And like, that was specifically Paul Rubin. That's his name.
Yeah, Paul Rubin, yeah.
Yeah, so Paul Rubin basically was dying of cancer, is what it was.
Oh.
And so like they went through like every like stage of his life up until probably, I think he died, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, because like I look at this movie and I'm like, kids today would not find this movie funny or entertaining. They just find
not
it
at all.
They find it creepy.
They find it creepy or cringe.
Yeah, they would find it very cringe.
Yeah.
I will say, I have an attachment to it because it's a movie that my dad really liked, and we would watch it together. But
well, it's also kind of like Ernest. Remember the Ernest movies?
I do not.
So Ernest was kind of like that whole shtick of having a guy that's like kind of dumb, that is just like a bumbling idiot, but still like gets the job done at the end. So,
but it's like a guy in his 20s acting like a 10-year-old, basically.
Right, yeah, pretty much. Because like that's basically what that is too. Because
yeah.
And especially where it's like Ernest, he's always like a janitor or a garbage man or something in all of the movies that he's in, and he sometimes breaks the fourth wall, and he calls the audience Vern. That's what it was. It's Vern.
Yeah.
And it's all like, Vern, who the hell is Vern? And he always addresses the audience as Vern. So like, you know, there's always like, you know, like the Halloween Christmas camp, like one of those movies.
Yeah.
So.
But like I decided to like, I buy it on digital because I'm like, that's the only way to get it.
Yeah.
Originally I was like, it's like $12. Like
yeah.
$15, and I'm like, yeah, but like, if I want to watch this movie again, I'd rather not like have to rent it again. You know, I might as well just buy it because
for sure,
I do like it.
Yeah,
so.
Especially if it's like, no, I know that I'm gonna watch this again, so I might as well just buy it. So would that mean that you would give Pee-wee's Big Adventure a buy?
Yes, I would.
Okay,
because
cool.
it is.
I would also say that
it is nostalgic for me, and there's a lot of like kind of funny scenes, even though like Pee-wee is kind of cringe.
Yeah,
a little bit. But it didn't turn me off, you know.
Right.
I'm just saying that like it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's definitely like if you're a millennial, you'll get it,
right?
Because that was the humor of the time. But if you're like Gen Z, you will cringe at this movie.
100%.
Like this, why is he acting like that? Because that's just Pee-wee. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
So
that's just Pee-wee.
All right, that's my watch list.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's move on to Kangaroo Jack.
I am so excited.
Let's talk about Jack's movie where he's a kangaroo, which is so funny because like the only reason why that he's called Kangaroo Jack is because that they run him over with the Jeep, and then they go like, "Oh, he kind of looks like Jackie Legs." That's the only reason why that.
Jackie
and they
Legs
they also call him Kangaroo Jack specifically towards the end of the movie.
They call him Kangaroo Jacks a couple of times.
Yeah. But what we'll do is that we'll go into IMDb, give a short synopsis of what the movie is about, give director, writer, stars, all that boring stuff out of the way, and then we'll get more into the nitty-gritty of the movie specifically. And then by the end of it, we will give our consensus on this being a rent, buy, or skip. So, Let's see. Movie is specifically about two childhood friends, a hairstylist and a would-be musician, are forced to deliver $50,000 in mob money to Australia, but things go haywire when the cash is taken by a wild kangaroo. Would you disagree with that?
Disagree. I don't know what they're talking about. Would-be musician. Lewis is not a musician.
Yeah, he's a thief.
He's not, but he's not even a thief. He's just a guy that just gets into like
trouble.
Like he's just a trouble.
When we're first introduced to him, he's like, he has a metal detector and he's trying to find money, and so he's trying to
make money for a car payment.
Yeah, and he goes like, "Do you even have a car?" And he goes like, "No, but I will someday." And so like that's the thing, is that he's always trying to get money.
Yeah.
So and like
but at no point do they say that he's a musician though.
No, not at all. And like
that's a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but also the fact that it's taken by a wild kangaroo. It's not really taken by a wild kangaroo.
That kind of
he just takes off with it.
Yeah, that's
because they put his lucky jacket on the kangaroo and then he takes off because they think he's dead.
So
but moving on, so got director David McNeely.
Yeah.
Then writer Steve Bean, Barry O'Brien, and Scott Rosenberg. And then just gotta gonna mention just a few people here. It's not really a whole lot of cast of characters that are notable, but just everybody that's notable we'll just cover. So there's Anthony Anderson, who plays as Lewis. Got Jerry O'Connell, who plays as Charlie. Got Estella Warren, who's Jessie, which bombshell in this movie, dude.
Yeah, she's pretty hot in this movie.
Then we got Christopher Walken himself, plays as Sal Maggio, which I always love hearing about Christopher Walken, because I always think of the bit that he does in SNL. Not even a bit, it's just the thing that he does for introducing the Foo Fighters. Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters.
It could have been like the second time, but no, I do love... welcome back. We just got back from watching that clip. We watched that clip, and no, I love hearing about that story from the lead singer of Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl. That's his name. But yeah, it's always a great time to think about. And then we got Martin Sokas is Mr. Smith. Diane Cannon is Anna Carbon. Which I don't. Oh yeah, that's Charlie's mom.
Oh, Anna Carbone. Yeah. Okay.
Because
she's in like one scene.
Yeah, she's just at the beach in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know why she's even like
credited that highly.
She's credited above Michael Shannon.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, Michael Shannon's in this movie. He plays as Frankie, who is
Frankie Lombardo.
Yeah, who's Sal's son. And then we'll end it with Bill Hunter, who plays as Blue. So.
You cannot I could not contain my excitement when I saw Anthony Anderson and Michael Shannon in later movies. Like you see Michael Shannon in Man of Steel, General Zod. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is that Frankie Lombardo? And then Anthony Anderson is in Transformers.
Yeah.
Because he's
the cousin.
He's not
no,
the cousin.
He's not the cousin.
He's Glenn.
Yeah, he's Glenn.
The hacker guy is like the guy who's like he's the cousin playing
like,
dead.
Shut up, Grandma.
Shut up, Grandma.
Prune juice.
Shut up, Grandma!
Give me a break. Will you?
Grandma, take your prune juice!
Like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, criminal. Ooh, sugar rush.
I ate the whole plate.
The whole plate.
I
was like, yeah, the reason why they bring out these donuts is to find out if you're guilty or not.
Oh,
and
man.
like if you eat one, then you're guilty. I ate the whole plate. So
They put the plate of donuts out here to test your guilt. If you don't touch it, you're guilty. I ate the whole plate. The whole plate.
Shut up!
No, you shut up! Don't talk to me! Don't talk to me, criminal!
Oh, sugar rush.
I've only got one tagline here. He stole the money. He's not giving it back. That's it.
Yeah.
So a talking kangaroo. What? So
let's get that out of the way right now. This movie is controversial. It is not lost on me that
it's controversial.
It is not lost on me that this movie has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nope.
And the whole reason,
at least by critics.
And like I don't understand that rating. Because
critics are assholes. Like they don't give a fuck. Honestly, they
do
don't
not
care.
Do not be scared away from the 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I also hate when people just go like, "Oh, did you see what the critics score?" I don't fucking care about the critic score. Okay, let me tell you something here, brother. I don't fucking care about the critic score. I really don't care about the Rotten Tomatoes score. And if that's going to deter you from fucking watching a movie, fucking go eat a cactus. Okay, you cannot base your opinion on a movie or deter yourself from watching it by going like, well, it's 36% by audience and it's a fucking 2% for critics. Dude, those are pretty much always like a hidden gem for movies.
Well, I would say that
not all the time, but sometimes they are hidden gems to where you go like, dude, this is a fucking this is hilarious. This is a great movie, or it's nonsensical and I still enjoy it.
The caveat with those those low scores are almost always for comedy movies.
Yes, 100%.
Because comedy is so subjective. Because like a critic will give a low score for a movie if they don't think it's funny.
Right.
But then Rotten Tomatoes takes all of those scores and then brings the overall score of the movie down.
Right.
Because of a bunch of like pencil-necked critics decided to like give it a low score because they didn't think the movie was funny enough.
I didn't chuckle at this funny joke. -1 point. God.
So we're going into this with the knowledge of like, hey, this is like considered a kind of a low received movie, but I watched this movie when I was a child, right?
Me too.
My parents got it for me because it had Jack in it.
They're like, hey, Jack, look. And it's kind of like what we talked about like a few weeks ago of going like, tell me that your parents don't get you without telling me your parents don't get you. So it's kind of like with Kevin from work where he just keeps going like doing the Green Goblin quotes from Spider-Man.
Me and you, Spider-Man.
We're going to take this down together. Like that whole bit. And so it's all like, for me, especially with my like family, they always associate me with like comic books, so especially Marvel and Batman for sure. So it's all like, oh, like, dude, like check out this fucking like Batman towel. Like, here you go, here's a Batman towel. It's like, dude, I'm 31 years old. I don't need a fucking Batman towel. I mean, it's funny when I had a whole bathroom decked out in Batman stuff when I first moved out when I was like 20 something years old. But that's also because that like I said, oh yeah, like when I move out, I'm going to get this stuff. And then even my sister helped pitched in by getting a bunch of that Batman stuff. So, I feel like it's kind of like that with you for this regard.
I don't think it's the same thing because I had this movie on VHS.
Yeah.
Right. And
okay,
like
real quick, did they also get you the movie Jack with Robin Williams?
No.
Okay, cool.
No,
because that would have been really funny.
No,
look, it's another movie that has your name on it.
No. Because like how it worked was I can assure you, this movie was instrumental into my mental development as a person.
Yeah. This is what held my frontal lobe in my development.
I watched this movie so many times, like downstairs in the basement at my grandma's house, and I had a stack of movies, right? It was Spy Kids 2, this movie,
Yep.
Monsters, Inc.,
Yep.
and Spider-Man 3.
Did you ever see Monster House?
I did see Monster House, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I owned Monster House on DVD.
Well, there you go.
So, but like I watched this movie so many times, and like there are still some like some concepts like that just went over my head because it's very PG.
Yeah.
And like if you're a kid and you're watching this movie in 2003, you're totally gonna like things are just gonna totally go over your head. But like now coming back to watch it as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's what was happening.
Right.
Okay.
Because like the whole thing about it is that like I've talked to you about this several times with the marketing for this movie, right? The poster features Kangaroo Jack. It's literally the kangaroo with a pair of sunglasses and the red jacket, and he's a cool guy, and like apparently he talks. And then even in the trailer, the promotional stuff, that's what they featured was mostly him of going like, oh, I got couple of knuckleheads going to Australia, and like they hit the kangaroo, and then they put the jacket on him. They took a couple pictures, and he wakes up, and then they got the money in the jacket, and he takes off with it. So now they have to go and try to find him. And then especially where it's all like features him talking and singing and stuff like that. And then it's like, oh, that's the movie, like go and watch it. And then when you watch it, it's not even centered on the kangaroo. Yes, he is a big pivotal part of why
Kangaroo
that they're
Jack
doing this.
is
but
a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah, he's the leading force of what drives the story forward is them trying to get him. And it's kind of like a Looney Tunes, like, because it is made by Warner Brothers. So, like, it is almost kind of like a Looney Tunes cartoon, essentially.
But I will say the plot never really stalls in this movie.
No, because, like, something happens and then they get to the next part. Yeah.
But, like there's a lot of like things that like there's like callbacks, and then there's like the squaring up at the very end of the movie, and then like there's the whole like this is who I am, this is why we're here, you know, instead of just like
this is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot.
The movie centers around this guy Charlie and his best friend Lewis, who meet each other on a beach, and the whole point of the movie is the whole basis of their friendship is that Lewis saved him from drowning, and he holds it over his head for the rest of his life.
Right, because his stepbrother
threw a
football further into the beach
and in the water, and then he couldn't swim.
Yeah,
and so they meet because Lewis is looking for treasure on the beach, because he's looking for money. So that just kind of establishes that Lewis is always kind of looking for money.
Given the fact that they do the Superman theme song for that too, because he's also wearing like a red blanket around his neck. So
that scene was very, very like cool to me.
Yeah.
Like,
it's hold on, kid, I'm gonna save you.
I'll save you.
Jumps in.
Save that skinny little white kid.
Yeah, you know? And then especially where it's like, who was it? It's like some random guy or like the lifeguard or whoever. He just goes like, guy? "Oh, you see this guy? He saved your life.
He saved your life," and he never let me forget it.
Yeah.
So like the whole thing is that Charlie's mom married a mob boss, basically.
Right.
And so later on in his life, the mob boss gives him some money to open up a nail salon or a hair salon, but basically it's a front for the mob. So they just take most of the profits.
Yeah, and then especially when the guy goes in to take the money, he goes like, "Hey, I was thinking about you can take some less money next time, so that way I can make some improvements." He goes like,
"You want to make some improvements? Improves the amount of money that's in this bag
next week." Yeah,
and then Lewis comes in and he's like, I need to like transport some TVs, and I'm like, I'm not doing that, man. They're like, you're always dragging me into,
I was gonna mention that the whole thing for this beginning is that he stole TVs and with the truck, especially when he's just like driving recklessly in New York City, and then the cops try to pull him over, and he goes
over to the
"Hey,
curb.
I kind of have to tell you something." And he goes like, "Were these TVs stolen?" He goes like, "Not really stolen." He goes like,
"The truck was stolen."
He goes like, "I stole the truck." And he goes like, "So what the hell?" And so like then they start crashing into stuff.
And the thing that like always stood out to me in this movie was the choice of music. The score is so iconic, because like this song that plays during the chase scene in the beginning, that's the same song that plays in Scooby-Doo in the ATV chase scene.
Oh yeah,
it's the same song. It's like, oh, it's so early
2000s like
this
kids
got
movie.
Very early 2000s energy to it.
Yeah, I especially love the fact that like he got his sleeve of his jacket caught in like either the door handle or the
door handle, I think.
Yeah, because it's either the door handle or the crank for the window.
Back when cars used to have cranks.
Yeah, instead of them being automatic or just like power.
I had a car that had a crank. It was my first car.
Yeah, I did too. It was great. And then like he goes like, "Oh man, I almost ripped my lucky jacket." And he goes like, "Oh good, at least you didn't rip your fucking lucky jacket." Like,
and so they're going through the whole city, and then they eventually get to this warehouse where they're supposed to drop off the TVs after losing like 10 of them.
Yeah, and then as soon as they open up the back, they're like, "Okay, like we got 6 TVs." One falls out, and he goes like, 5 TVs. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like the jokes are quick and snappy in this movie, I will say.
Like you as a child, you don't really get this whole nuance of what they're doing or why.
Like, why do they need all these TVs? And like, I never understood that. Like, the reason that Charlie gets in trouble in the first place is because they brought the TVs. Like
to the warehouse.
Lewis stole the TVs for Charlie's stepfather, and they brought him. And brought the cops to the warehouse of a bunch of
where
illegal contraband.
Yeah, and they're like, Charlie, what are you doing here? And he goes like, oh, like this isn't what it looks like. And then especially when they bring the cops, and then he goes like, you're a fucking rat. And he goes like, no, it's not what it looks like. I promise.
And then they do a chase scene through the. Oh, by the way, Lewis has a dog through this whole thing.
His name's Waffles, or her name's Waffles.
Waffles, and like they're running through it, and they're trying to go up the stairs, and like they forget the dog. He's like, Waffles, she's frozen with fear. Like Lewis is just kind of like, kind of dumb.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like
he's like the simpleton.
He's really endearing. You know, he's like, oh, he's just kind of like he's just trying to like
do his best.
Like he's just really unlucky, you know. And they escape the warehouse by like jumping down a chute, which I thought was always really cool.
Which goes down to the pier.
As a kid, I was like, oh, that looks fun.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, oh, it's kind of like a giant water slide.
And then I didn't realize that, like, nowadays, like, oh, they just jumped into, like, the Hudson or something like that, like, dirty-ass river water.
Right.
Like,
and especially where it's all, like, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a trash chute.
Yeah.
But, like, they're just dumping it into the ocean.
Yeah, that would have been, like, they could have, like, upped the gross factor by making them jump into, like, a trash
pile.
Yeah. Which, like, that's familiar. Like, there was another movie that, like, did that. Where they like jump down to shoot and it's like into trash.
Oh, the thing that I can remember is Logan Lucky. Just as of recent, because it's all like, oh, when you get down, like when you land, turn, and so he goes like turn, and so they get down, and he goes like, okay, and then he goes like, oh wait, turn, and so like he jumps out, and so it's because that his brother was coming down too at the same time.
Okay.
So, but. Yeah, I there's like tons of movies of people jumping down chutes into garbage and stuff.
Yeah, so might be thinking of
we could be here all day listening to all of them.
True. So eventually it gets to the point where they are in front of Sal Maggio, and then I think it's funny that the bit that he has is that he likes to use like big words.
Big words,
and
because
then,
later on he's like has a recording. It's kind of like a book on tape almost, where he's like learning about this big word, and then they're like, put it in a sentence, and then
amorphous,
he puts it,
having no definitive shape or substance, and it's like his Joey's head was amorphous. Like Christopher Walken is like he really plays up the whole mob boss.
Yeah, because
thing.
like he has, and he's not like his usual Christopher Walken way with this character either. You know, like he's kind of like, you know, a little bit more animated and stuff like that, especially with his speech. And it only happens like one time in the movie, and that's when they go to the house and they go like, hey Sal, you know, like it wasn't what you think it is, you know, like blah blah blah. And he starts getting upset, and then he starts throwing his speech around.
Yeah.
And he goes like, I need to calm down because you guys are making me really frantic right now. And I'm pretty sure that they went like, okay, like, Chris, don't do your usual thing of your speech.
Yeah.
Like, just be a little bit more toned and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because
you're supposed to be
intimidating.
You're supposed to be an intimidating, scary mob boss. And, eventually he's like, you know, you're just like your father, chicken blood.
Right.
And like a mouse cannot... A lion can raise a mouse, but a mouse is still a mouse.
Right.
Just
He goes
your
like,
father,
excuse me, like, wouldn't that technically be mouse blood and not chicken blood? And he looks back, he goes like, no, you're right, it's chicken blood. And especially later on in the movie where they reference back to that, and he goes like, you know what? Yeah, Sal was right. You do have chicken blood.
So, and then finally they said, okay, like, I'm not going to kill you because I have so much respect for your mother.
Yeah.
You know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this package, and you're going to go to Australia. Frank
Frank comes in, and then he goes like, all right, you're going to take this package, you're going to go to LAX. And he goes like, oh, okay, we could do that. And he goes like, you're going to get on the next flight to Australia.
And you're going to,
and you're going to go there, and you're going to meet Mr. Smith at noon. PD. Yeah, at noon. And this is his number. So, and you know, if you have any problems, too bad. So,
yeah. So they're going to Australia because they're avoiding being killed by Charlie's stepfather, basically, who's the mob.
And it just turns out that they're going there because we finally realize this at the end of the movie.
At the very end,
like, when Frank finally catches up to them after, you know, like the huge like beat up and whatever of chasing them, and he goes like, "You guys had the money for your own hit." He goes like, isn't that poetic justice?
Yeah, because
so
they're on the plane. Well,
because they even said like, oh yeah, like they're not going to come back, is what it is.
We were canceling the return flight.
Yeah,
you know, like mob
speak.
Yeah, so they're like. They're on the plane and they're fidgeting, or like Charlie goes up to go to the bathroom or something like that.
Yeah. He goes to the bathroom. He goes like, "Can I get up?" And he goes like, "For what?" And he goes like, "What are some things that I could do on an airplane right now?
What could I possibly have to do right now?"
Yeah.
Like, oh, my bad.
Oh yeah, my bad.
And then while he's in the bathroom,
he checks the package. It has $50,000 in it. He goes, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
because they didn't know what was in the package.
And this is $50,000 in like
2000 something.
So like that's still a lot of freaking money.
Yeah. Because like
let's do some quick math here.
Came out 2003, so there you go.
Yeah. So like, let me. You know what? No, I'm curious, but I'm gonna keep talking about it because like
Well, one of the things that I really like chuckled at, laughed at, was the fact that they're in the bathroom. They start talking about the money, and especially where it's like this cute hot girl, like when Charlie gets up and he goes like, "Hey, how you doing?" And so she goes like, "Good." And so like she's out of the bathroom, overhearing this conversation of going like, "Look at how green it is." And so they're like, "Oh, I dropped it. Oh, I'm gonna pick it up with my hand."
It's like,
and
oh,
it's like,
can I smell it?
Yeah, it's this bit where it's just like them from the outside perspective of them talking about taking a shit versus them. They're talking about the money that's in the envelope, and it's just like, I've never seen so much green before.
It's like, what a mess.
Yeah.
Never seen so much green in one little brown package.
And now it's in my hands.
Oh,
it slipped.
Yeah. Oh, it slipped. It's like, can I at least put it in my pocket? No, you can't. No, you can't put it in your pocket. I'm gonna put it in my pocket.
Let me smell it when we get there. It's
yeah.
Like, maybe
it's
later.
like, let me smell it real quick.
It's like, oh, this is what it looked like.
Yeah. It's like, this is what it looks like. It's pretty funny.
And then they finally get to Australia. They're going through TSA.
Yeah, I do love the whole bit of them going to Australia and then them doing the Down Under song from Africa.
No.
No, Toto.
No.
No.
Men at Work.
Men at Work, that's what
yes.
it was. Yeah.
But like the
Toto did Africa.
Yeah,
that's
Toto
what
did Africa.
Yeah, Toto did Africa. That's why.
By the way, $50,000 is equivalent to about $89,000 today.
Oh,
so
yeah,
a little bit of inflation there.
Almost doubled.
But like the bit is that Lewis gets through TSA holding airport security with $50,000, but then Charlie gets stopped because he has
you can't leave the. I think it's like you can't go internationally with more than $20,000.
$10,000.
$10,000. Yeah.
You're only allowed to have $10,000 with you, and we have $50,000.
Right. I thought it was $20,000.
The bit is that Lewis gets through just fine, but then Charlie gets stopped because he has hairdressing scissors.
Yeah. He goes, "Where's my hairdressing scissors?"
And then I can explain that money. It was like, you can explain $63.
Yeah. And they're like, "Oh," and then he runs through and he just goes like, "Oh, I lost the money," and he goes like, "Oh, have him watch this hand." And like they'll never watch this hand, and he's got the money. And he goes
that
like,
establishes that Lewis has live hands. So
yeah.
Now they're driving through the Outback in the Jeep,
right?
Cadillac of the Outback.
Yeah.
And then we finally get to the scene where they hit
the kangaroo.
They hit the
and
kangaroo.
Like, here's the thing too, is that like you would think, oh my god, they hit an animal, blah blah. No, the fucking kangaroo are like deer here in the U.S. Yeah, they're everywhere. Like they're unavoidable. You fucking hit them. Oh, too bad. Throw it to the side. Whatever. It's fine.
It's like they said, like 20 million kangaroos are in Australia or something like that. In the
something like that. Because especially where it's all like, especially that people that watch it that aren't familiar with this, especially at that time, was all like, dude, like what the fuck? They hit this kangaroo. Like what the hell? And then especially where it's like Lewis, he gives the thing where he goes like, no, I read about this. Like
the kangaroos are the rodents of the Outback. We're
right?
Cool.
Yeah, it's like we're cool. Like it doesn't matter. We're not going to get arrested. Like nothing's going to happen.
And let's be clear. These guys are never like they're not good guys.
No.
They're like because they would. I could totally believe that these two guys would leave a dead kangaroo on the side of the road. Like.
Well, that's what they were originally going to do, but then, like, when Charlie was bringing up the kangaroo's head, he goes like, "Oh wait, he looks like
Jackie Legs."
And like
Jackie Legs from Canarsie with the gold teeth.
Yeah.
Always wears the sunglasses.
he's got a goatee.
And then they put the sunglasses on, and it's like, oh my god, he does look like Jackie Legs.
Yeah,
And
and I'm like, what?
Jeez, that is Jackie Legs.
it's like, okay, we gotta put Lewis, put your jacket on him.
Right. And then they're taking pictures of him in the back of the Jeep. They're like, okay, come on, let's dump him now. And then he wakes up and he takes off with the jacket.
After kicking Charlie in the chest, and they're so funny. It's
Yeah.
like, man, you just got your ass kicked, dude. And it's like, you know what's great? Now I never have to see that stupid jacket ever again. And then they start laughing,
and then he
Louis
starts
crying.
He goes like, I put the money in the jacket, and then the
kangaroo.
jacket on Kangaroo, and
now
he's hopping away.
Like, there's a lot of I will say there's a lot of yelling in this movie.
There is, yeah.
Anthony Anderson
Also,
does a
given
lot
the-
of freaking yelling in this
Also,
movie.
given the fact that this movie's sound balance is fucking superb.
It's really good.
Like, you didn't have to worry about, okay, now I gotta turn it down because it's too loud. Okay, now it's too quiet. Now I gotta turn it up. Like, you didn't have to worry about that. You can keep it at a steady, consistent volume.
And like anytime that you see like Kangaroo Jack on screen, I love this riff that it's like, that's why I wanted Lou here so badly to be able to watch this movie, because it goes like, don't do 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 do
Right.
do 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 do. It's like,
Yeah.
it comes up so often in the movie, and it's like that sound is ingrained in my memory.
Right.
Like,
The
I'll
thing
never forget that riff.
Yeah, the thing that I never realized was that, like, because after working at the movie theater, there's like, you know, like how you hang out with people for so long that you kind of get some of their, like tics or
I know
you know,
exactly
like
what you mean.
verbiage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like my biggest thing is like after working at the movie theater and working with somebody that I was friends with was the thing of going like, see what happened was.
So what happened was
Because Lewis says that towards the end of the movie, trying to explain about like the money and stuff to, I think it was to Frank, or something like that. Because like, yeah, I think it was like at Frank or no, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah, it was Mr. Smith when he finally catches up to them and he's holding them up a knife point, and he goes like, "See what happened was," and after that, I'm like, so that's where this came from.
Maybe.
I'm like, that's what I do with like some of my friends if I want to be like, you know, a little bit like, you know, tongue-in-cheek type thing or whatever. It's just like, see, what happened was that I was driving down the street and, you know, like a bird flew out or whatever, basically telling a story essentially.
Yeah.
And like I never realized like I could connect it to being this movie.
Yeah.
And I never realized that. So like there's that. So
and then now they realize that they got the money. He's like, who puts $50,000 in a jacket on a dead kangaroo? A dead kangaroo. He was dead, Charlie.
Yeah.
And then they're chasing him, and then they go through a bunch of termite mounds.
Yeah.
In the Jeep, and they finally again like all this Looney Tunes, but it's like Coyote and the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what this movie is.
Right, because like there's that scene, then there's the one in the plane, which we'll talk about Blue here because like it's so funny because once they finally make their way to the pub, they go, hey, can I get a couple of beers? And so especially like it's Foster's. Because Foster's is Australian for beer.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then it's also the thing where Charlie just downs his whole beer, and then Blue looks at him and he just goes like, there's a
yank that can drink.
Yeah. And so he goes like, a yank that can drink is
it's okay in me, but in my books.
Yeah. And so
name's Blue.
I don't remember what he calls him because he goes like, hey, I'm Charlie. And I don't remember what he said.
Chezza.
Yeah, Chezza. He goes like, no, Charlie. He goes like, yeah, that's what I said.
Chezza.
It's so funny. And when Lewis comes back, he because he gets on the phone with Mr. Smith and he tells him like, hey, you know, like we're in a little snag with the money, and he goes, and then he instantly thinks like that they stole the money.
Yeah.
And he finds a caller ID and he goes like, all right, it's my favorite place, or he goes like, it's one of my favorite places, and he leaves to go to the animal sanctuary or something like that. No, the wildlife thing. And he goes and he meets what's her face? Jessie, right? Is that her name? Yeah, Jessie. And he's like explaining to her like, hey, you know, like I need to find a kangaroo. And so she gives him a trank dart and gun. And he goes back to the bar, and then he finds Charlie with Blue like drinking. It's like they're betting on how much that he can drink. Of going like, oh yeah, he took the shot.
Yeah, see how much that.
So
yeah,
and then they go, and he goes like, yeah, so like all we need is a pilot. So then they get on the phone,
Local
and then
number.
Blue comes up, and then he goes like, yep, gotta make it to the bathroom now. And then he instantly passes out and just falls face first. And then they're like, oh, almost made it. And they call up, and then it's Blue's phone, and so they're like, all right, like
Lewis.
I think this is our pilot.
It's like Lewis. Please tell me you have a backup plan.
Yeah, I think that was so hilarious.
And then they just go out in a prop plane.
Yeah, they go into the plane, and then he goes like, all right, like I think those 2 pots of coffee and that Red Bull we gave him should be enough to keep him awake. He goes like, how you doing? He goes like, oh yeah, that's just my morning ritual.
That's just my morning ritual.
Yeah. And they try to go after the kangaroo, and then they end up shooting the dart in the back of Blue's neck, and they go like, because he goes like, oh, stage 1 is temporary
blindness.
Yeah, temporary blindness. Stage 2 is partial paralysis. Step 3 is loss of all motor skills. And then, especially when they're in the plane and all this bunch of stuff is happening, and they go like, stage 4,
fire crash.
And they finally like crash and stuff, but like,
and then you get to see the scene of Kangaroo Jack watching them as the plane goes back. to the background.
It always intercuts whenever stuff is happening, and it intercuts with Kangaroo Jack just being there, just doing things, and the kangaroo's obviously CGI and stuff. So, but it's super funny, but I also found it kind of annoying that they would always interject with the kangaroo just doing nothing, and I'm like, why have it be centered around this kangaroo if he's barely going to be in this? And I think that's the only reason why that they kept cutting back to the kangaroo.
Here's what
because that test audiences were like this movie's supposed to be about the kangaroo. Like the kangaroo's barely even in it.
You know what I think it was? I think people were expecting like a Home Alone type movie.
Right.
Where it's like,
well, again, like the
the
promotional trailer that I remember was like him getting knocked out, and then the kangaroo talking to him, and that was going to be the whole antithesis of them like, oh my god, like it's a talking kangaroo, we have to go and find him.
Have you ever seen Baby's Day Out?
Yes, I used to have that on VHS.
You know, so like it's that sort of movie where it's like the focus is on the baby,
right?
But it's like these 3 guys who are trying to capture the baby
because the baby took
but like
some
the
money, like
the 3 guys are supposed to be like jobber idiots.
Yeah.
Like they're supposed to lose.
It's basically the 3 Stooges essentially.
Whereas but instead, it's not like that in this movie where it's like the humans are the main characters.
Yeah.
And the Kangaroo Jack is just a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
But people were hoping that the Kangaroo Jack would be the main character.
Force.
Like the movie would be constantly around the kangaroo.
Yeah. And like that's the reason why that they made a sequel where it's animated, where it's like Kangaroo Jack, Good Day USA.
Yeah.
And it's just centered around him, and he's actually wearing the jacket. He's got the sunglasses, and he actually talks.
Was it a cartoon series or was it?
No, it was just a movie.
Just a movie? Yeah.
It was a cartoon movie.
I remember watching it and I was like, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I remember watching that too.
It doesn't capture the original spirit of the CGI for Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, after they go through the whole scene of them going through the desert and they're having mirages and...
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we can go where they're trying to get to whatever town, and they got
Alice Springs.
Yeah, they got the sandstorm, and, like, they're, like, the dingoes.
The dingo shows up.
And then they're like, oh, Charlie, they're going to eat me like they ate that baby.
Dingoes ate my baby.
Especially love that bit in Tropic Thunder when he goes like, what's the matter? Dingo ate your baby. And then he just goes like, hey, don't joke about that. That actually happened.
Yeah. And like they're looking like, why are they looking at me, Charlie? It's because I'm a light salad and you are all you can eat
buffet. And then the giant sandstorm comes through, and if originally it's just a gust of wind, you go like, where's this wind pickup?
I want to go back to Brooklyn.
Well, it's also the thing where he goes like, oh, Charlie, I feel like I can fly, and then still he gets picked up and thrown off. He goes like, I'm flying. He goes like, Lewis, I want to go back to Brooklyn.
Like the jokes in this movie are really good.
They are. They're actually pretty decent because then we have the Mirage scene because then he goes like Charlie starts having the Mirage of a Jeep
with
where he jumps in and he turns it on. He goes like, oh my god, it works! And then he goes like, oh my god, tunes! He pops in the cassette, and he's like listening to music, and he goes like. I'm like, oh yeah, and then he's just sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh my god, like, yo, hop in, like, we're gonna leave. And he goes like, look, Slurpees. He's got a rock. He's like, he goes like, brain freeze.
Brain freeze.
It felt so real.
And he goes like, yeah, that's why they call it a Mirage, because it's real.
Yeah.
And then they go further, and then Jesse actually comes up, and he thinks that he's having another Mirage, and Lewis can't like tell him like, oh, it's not a Mirage.
Yeah.
And he goes to like grab her tits, and then instantly gets knocked out with the canteen.
And then we have the dream sequence.
Yeah. This is when the actual point of when we actually see the kangaroo finally fucking talk. And he goes
it's in a dream.
Jackie Legs. So,
I am Jackie Legs. I'd like to say hello.
Yeah.
It's you. Yeah, it's me. Love the jacket, Charlie. It's hard to get something that fits my shoulders. Nice.
And I'm just like, oh my god, this
And
is
then
kind of cringy almost.
No, I like it. I like this sequence because then like
because then he starts rapping.
Please, Mr. Legs, I need my money back. I was like, what money? Oh, that money. And
yeah,
it's just a bunch
and then
of
they're all
like
eating it.
Yeah.
First they're throwing it around, and then they start eating it. He goes like, no, stop that. And then all of a sudden it's Christopher Walken as a kangaroo. And then it's Lewis as a kangaroo as well.
And he's like visibly like a fat kangaroo
yeah,
too.
I think they just like basically just blew up the kangaroo that they used instead of just making him fat. They just
Next time you
put that filter on him.
This is how you treat me if I save your life? Next time you drown in the ocean, call Free Willy.
Maybe Free Willy will set you free.
Let Willy set you free.
Yeah. So
you know what, Sal? I think you're right. He's got chicken blood. Chicken blood.
Yeah, and then he wakes up. But I do like the fact that what was it? It was Blue. Blue gets picked up. Blue, like, he's trying to call for Mayday.
Yeah.
At the station, and then so Mr. Smith shows up and, like, finds out where he's at. And so then later on that night, they go to his location. And he goes, like, you know what? I spent, like, what was it, like 15 years behind lines.
Yeah.
Because, like
special services.
Yeah, special services. And he goes, like, I'm not going to tell you anything. Pulls out a knife. He goes, like, all right, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah. Set on foot due east about 10 hours ago.
Yeah. And then, like, you know,
they knock him out, and then
they pick up Frank is there now
because Frankie's there because Mr. Smith calls and says, I didn't get my money, and it's like, oh my god, these idiots.
Yeah.
And then so Sal sends Frankie to like Australia after them
with
a couple of his goons. And then they get a guide, Mr. Jimmy.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, we need an outback guide. And it's like, you got you boys hunters? Yeah, hunters.
Yeah.
And then so they're driving the Jeep, and they're
also, given the fact that like Australia has really strict gun laws, I'm surprised that they actually were able to get guns.
Yeah, because they got like a pistol and a shotgun essentially.
Yeah. And then especially, yeah, because I was gonna say that Mr. Smith's guys had guns, but no, he just had a knife. And I think that's the only reason why that they got a knife anyway, was because that like he didn't have a gun. It's because Australia has really strict gun laws.
Oh no, I think they did have a shotgun.
No. The Frank's guys had shotguns.
Oh yeah, I guess they gave him one.
Yeah, they had a shotgun, and then Frank had a pistol.
Okay,
so that's why. But yeah, like the thing that also made me laugh too was like when they were riding on the camels and the camels just fart consistently.
Yes.
And also like at the end, this is the reason why that like at the end of the movie where Charlie is a rich tycoon is because that Lewis has these berries that they find.
But they smell really good.
Yeah, they smell really good. And like they don't eat them, they just smell them. He goes like, "Oh, it smells like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles before you put the milk in it."
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, that's how he makes his fortune, is by selling the shampoo that they use, the extract of the berries that smell really good.
Yeah, because they keep the money because all of all of Sal's guys go to jail because Mr.
Yeah.
Jimmy is actually undercover police officer.
Right. And then especially when he comes up with the helicopter and he just goes like, Mr. Jimmy?
Mr. Jimmy?
But yeah, the other thing too that I really liked was the sensual moment when they're in the waterfall.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, just shoehorn this romantic scene in a fucking kids movie. Sure, why not? And then they start making out, and then Lewis jumps in the water, and he goes like, "This is the most like sensual moment of my entire life." And then Lewis jumps in, and he goes like,
screaming,
and now the moment is ruined.
And now it's over.
Yeah, and now it's over.
See that and that's how they don't again, because the plot keeps moving and it's still funny all the way through.
Yeah, they always add in like funny bits and stuff. So
eventually they do finally get the money back, because after a long camel chase, they go over Lewis goes over the cliff after grabbing the money out of the pocket of Jackie Legs, and then
he gets thrown over, and then he's hanging for dear life, and then Charlie saves him.
And then now they're square.
Yeah,
So.
And then especially where they have a heart-to-heart moment with Lewis just saying like, now I can no longer hold this over your head, so now we can stop being friends.
See, that's a nice moment.
And then he goes like, what are you talking about?
That's awesome.
All of my best stories always start with Lewis and I.
And then they're hugging, and then Jesse comes up and is like, guys, like, no, not right now. We're not having a very intentional non-gay moment right now. It's like, I didn't know he said that.
Well, it's also the same thing that Frank says the R word too.
Yeah.
And he goes like, you bunch of fucking idiots. Fucking couldn't even do anything right. Like,
pansy ass R words are dead. You hear me? Dead. I'll slaughter you like veal.
Yeah, I'll fucking wear your eyeballs like jewelry. It's like, damn, tell me how you really feel about this.
I like how this room is like hurricanes leave less of destruction in their wake than you two idiots. That's like that's so funny.
Right.
But Jackie Legs finally comes back. They get the jacket off of him and gives him back. And then Jackie Legs comes back with his family, and then his son kicks Charlie in the face.
His Roo.
They did reuse the scene from the beginning
when
of
he
the
gets
movie.
knocked down.
Like when they stand up and they're laughing. I thought that was a little bit weird, but I guess they were trying to wrap up the film.
Right.
And then the scene ends obviously with them on the yacht.
Right.
And
because
now,
again with the shampoo.
Now
and
he's
stuff.
like a rich kite tycoon and Lewis's business partner, and then they sail off to Sheryl Crow's gonna soak up the sun.
Yeah.
And then the final scene before the credits roll
it's
is
Kangaroo Jack, and then he goes like, "Wait, this movie's supposed to be about me."
Kangaroo Jack. It's supposed to be about me, the kangaroo.
Yeah, and then he just goes like, "All right, let's go ahead and end this." And so he starts doing improv,
a bunch of bits. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
he goes
it
like,
plays
I'm gonna do some impressions.
Yeah. It's like the blips are like deleted scenes that just get added in.
Yeah, and then especially where he at the end, because it's a Warner Brothers movie, then he just goes like, that's all, folks. And then
that's all, blokes.
Yeah.
And the movie ends.
Yeah, and then that's the end of Kangaroo Jack. I can't believe we talked about Kangaroo Jack for an hour and a half. So 40 minutes was us talking about.
We really didn't talk about for an hour and a half. So
yeah. So so that's the end of Kangaroo Jack. So now we'll get to our consensus on this being a rent, buy, or skip. Of course, you guys know how it is now with rent is just an occasional watch. I like it. I'll watch it every so often. Buy is, of course, it's a fuck yeah type of movie. I love it. I'm going to put it up on my shelf with all the rest of my movies. And then a skip is, of course, it's a piece of dog shit movie. Don't care. Don't even recommend it. It's the Melania of movies, if you will. So, I'll go first because mine will just be a little bit shorter. So, for me personally, when I was originally watching it, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's a whatever movie. So originally I was going to say it was a skip. No, it's a pretty okay movie. I'd say that it's a rent for sure.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's all right.
So I'd say, watch it every so often, or if you got little ones, have them watch it and stuff like that, whatever. Because it's not violent, and nobody dies in the movie. It's just kind of slapstick comedy that happens, and so I just didn't like the fact that the movie was not specifically centered around a talking kangaroo, because I feel like that would have been a lot better, especially with all the promotional material that was based around it, especially the trailer, where the kangaroo is talking. So, but they have to give a reason why that they're having people to come in. Because like I was talking this with Grace one day about this movie, and I'm like, it's kind of like watching a trailer for a movie and then they basically hoodwinked you into watching it anyway.
Like false advertising.
Right, it's false advertising. And especially where it's all like with Avengers Infinity War, right? Where like I can understand with the Infinity Gems and the Infinity Gauntlet that like when Cap holds Thanos' hand with the gauntlet and he's only got the 2 stones, but at that point he already has like all 5 of them except for the last one.
Yeah, and
like,
then also Hulk is in Wakanda.
Yeah, Hulk is more prevalent in the movie, even though like the first 10 minutes of it he gets his shit rocked by Thanos.
He's more prevalent in the trailer, you mean?
Right, yeah. Like in the movie he gets his shit rocked and then he's no longer in the movie for 95%
he just throws
of
a
it.
hissy fit.
Right, and he just goes like, no, I'm scared. This purple guy beat the shit out of me and I'm green. So
yeah.
And he's in the Hulkbuster armor the whole time.
Yeah.
Like especially the Wakanda fight. So yeah, and like, you know, for all those reasons, like, you know, it's false advertising. So and I know that it's all like, oh well, we can't show everything that happens in the movie. It's like, well, yeah, but you could still allude to the fact that like all this stuff, especially for the promotional material for Avengers Infinity War, where it's got Hulk is prevalent on the poster and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, but you know, he is in the movie technically, so whatever. But yeah, so like, you know, I feel like that if the Kangaroo was actually more talkative in the movie, I feel like that would be more like a buy, because I feel like it would be more comedic in that sense. So, but no, like I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't think it was funny. So
okay,
but yeah.
All right, I'll keep mine short because I've been instructed to lower my my word count for my reviews. I'm gonna give it a buy.
Fuck yeah! Best of the best, sir. With honors.
Because this movie was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Yeah,
it was very influential to my development. I think it's hilarious. I did not have the same malice because again I was a dumb kid and I just wanted to watch a movie. Mm-hmm. And this movie has a lot of this nostalgia for me. I think it still holds up to like what I think is funny about certain types of movies. I was really worried that I was gonna watch it again as an adult and I'd be like, no, this movie is not as funny as I remember. No, it's exactly how I remember it.
Yeah,
so,
and that's how it was for me too. Like, oh yeah, I still remember certain bits and stuff that happens, and because like especially when something came up, I'm like, oh yeah, then this happens. So for me, it's a buy. Because cool. I've already bought it on digital. I had it as a kid. Because I just rented it. I was like, okay, like whatever. I could have asked my friend to put it up on his server, but then I was just like, it's no point. I'm just gonna rent it. So, anything else before we move on?
Nope, we're good.
So now we'll move on to suggestive people,
which is gonna be rough.
Yeah, it is. So, but because we give our consensus on this being a pretty okay movie for the most part, we're just gonna do a 1-star review on IMDb. So
I just know exactly what it's gonna say. It's gonna be like the kangaroo doesn't talk, and it's
because like this one it says like not made for kids. No, it is.
It's PG. There's some adult suggestive situations in it.
Right, like the whole like him kissing Jessie and grabbing her boobs and stuff.
As a kid, I didn't understand like why did she hit him by putting his hands on her chest.
Right.
I didn't get that.
Right.
Because I was just a kid. You don't understand that that's like inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know?
So because this one is more recent than I can see just by gazing at this. So this one came out in 2010. Okay. So 7 years after the movie was released.
Yeah.
It says total garbage.
Total garbage.
One of the worst ways to spend an hour and a half of your life. I'd rather have not or root canal work on every single one of my teeth than watch this again. I can't believe that people actually paid money to make this piece of tripe. All right. I would assume he means shit. Let alone paying to go and see it. The censors should have killed it before it even got to the cinema.
Censors?
The Aussie accents are ridiculously overblown. The slang is overdone and crass. The plot is threadbare. The actors are wooden, except Lewis. The setups are obvious. The jokes are juvenile. The fake scenery is ridiculous and totally unnecessary. Basically, if you're aged 5 or under, you will love it. Otherwise, I'd recommend that you give it a miss. Go watch Paint Dry. It's more entertaining.
I was 5 when I watched this movie.
Yeah.
This movie
I
came
think
out.
I might have been like 10 or something. Because I know I didn't watch it in 2003. So
I just out of curiosity, I'm going to look at the budget for this film. $60 million to make this film, and box office got $90 million. So it was it profited.
yeah.
So
And then we'll end it with this one too, because I think this one's also really interesting. This is only numbered 30 on IMDb's worst. Truly, can Jerry Bruckheimer keep ruining his career? Pirates of the Caribbean better be good, or he won't be able to churn out the inevitable sequel, which will most likely follow this gutter trash. Man, what can you put down about this movie? You could start off with the pitiful Jerry O'Connell, round it off with the dull and obnoxious Anthony Anderson, add in a what the hell factor with Christopher Walken, and you clearly have one of those movies which makes you want to put your money in a slot machine, because it would most likely be put to better use. I just want to know how in the world did this movie lead the box office? So apparently it did make some money. So also, I also wanted to mention this as well. So do you know who the voice actor of Jackie Legs was?
no,
Jeff Bennett.
who's Jeff Bennett?
Oh no, wait, that's for Good Day USA.
Yeah,
Because apparently,
I didn't realize that Jerry Bruckheimer, like, what last little bit thing here. Apparently, this is supposed to be an R-rated mob comedy.
see, that would have been actually
It's
pretty
called.
good.
It would have been called Down and Under.
Yeah, see,
but-
that would have been really good.
But
They had to change it.
because it tested negatively in test groups.
Right.
So they changed it to a PG film.
And called it Kangaroo Jack and
Yeah.
featured a kangaroo. Stupid.
But hey, man, it made back its budget and a little extra. So
I think that might be the reason why they made the sequel of Kangaroo Jack, the animated movie. So,
well, that did terribly. So.
but that also went to straight to DVD. So it's a straight to home video, if you will. So, anything else on the podcast or anything?
Nope, we're good.
Cool. So, again, thank you everybody so much for being here. We really appreciate you doing this. And again, be sure to subscribe to all the stuff. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get that stuff. And do all of likes and everything. So, we'll see you guys next week for something new, which we don't know what that is yet. So, bye.
Bye.